Tonight on UCentral News. Can Congress avoid a looming government shutdown? We have all the details next. And windy days are on the way. How long will these gusty days stick around? Carly Torbett has all of that and more.
UCO Wrestling is in Indianapolis this weekend. Find out the 6 qualifiers for UCO and when match start coming up.
All of that happening right now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Ramirez.
And I'm Abby Avers. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Tech giant Google has officially acquired land at the intersection of Perkins and Richmond Roads in Stillwater, with plans to develop a state-of-the-art data center. This development is expected to be a major economic driver for the region. Oklahoma Governor Stitt has taken to X and praised the decision of Google, saying, quote, pro-growth policies, low taxes, and limited government make our state the best place to invest in. So glad Google is growing their footprint here in Oklahoma. Mayor Joyce says Google's decision highlights the city's strong economy and workforce. City Manager Brady Moore adds that officials will work closely with Google throughout development to ensure a smooth process. This project is the result of a collaboration between the city, local organizations, and community stakeholders. Officials anticipate a positive economic impact as plans move forward.
Let's go ahead and toss it over to Carly for our first look at weather.
Thank you, Abby. Looking at those current conditions, we are at 82 degrees right now, partly cloudy outside, a little bit of wind coming in from the southwest at 12 miles per hour, with those gusts getting up to 20 miles per hour. Humidity is very low today at 18%, and our UV right now is at 3, but it was earlier this afternoon at a 6. So we are past the cold. We're into the sunny weather and the sunshine, and we're loving it. But going into tomorrow, we are looking at some extreme fire risk for the whole state. We're going to be looking at that all day tomorrow with those wind gusts getting up into the 50s, maybe even 60 miles an hour. So looking at that future wind track, we are looking at the sustained wind for tomorrow being around 36 and then going into the 58 mile an hour wind gusts. But as we get into spring break, Monday through Wednesday, we're going to be at a high fire risk. So today we are seeing, or tomorrow we are seeing that extreme fire risk because of the high wind gusts. But on Monday through Wednesday, we are seeing that high with into the 40s of those wind gusts. So 25 mile an hour sustained winds and then getting into the 40s, almost 50s of those wind gusts later on this week. And looking into those headlines, be careful of those door dings. Anytime you're getting in, out of your car, that wind is going to snatch that door, and we don't want to ding anybody else's car. Tree limbs are going to be falling. It can fall on cars, onto your house. And then this wind is going to be strong enough to flip those semis. So be careful on the roads, especially the highway, and beware of flying trash cans. Either tie them down, take them inside. It can be a very windy day tomorrow. And that is all I have for you right now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. The federal government is on track to run out of funding and shut down on Saturday. That means tomorrow is the last day for Congress to pass a spending bill to keep it open. Senate Democrats don't like a continuing resolution from Republicans, and the GOP isn't supporting their alternative. Amy Kiley reports on the standoff.
If you shut it down, you will impact and hurt millions and millions and millions of Americans.
Congress is edging closer to a potential government shutdown tomorrow night, and the blame game is underway.
I hope our Republican colleagues will join us to avoid a shutdown on Friday.
We are on the brink of a government shutdown, which will be entirely of the Democrats making.
A continuing resolution House Republicans passed needs Democratic support to clear the Senate. Majority Leader John Thune is setting up a vote on the plan, but Democrats are holding out for concessions aimed at reining in DOJ's spending cuts. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says his party has enough votes to block the CR, but Democrats are in a tough spot.
We don't co-sign on all of those elements, but for me, it's about we can't ever allow the government to shut down.
On the flip side, Republicans are refusing to support Democrats' stopgap plan. It would fund the government for about another month to allow time for bipartisan negotiations.
Then we could pass the appropriations bills that have come out of the subcommittees on appropriations, bipartisan bills.
The impasse comes at a precarious moment for the country. Experts worry new tariffs will cause inflation. A government shutdown could be another blow to the U.S. economy.
Talking to CEOs throughout the economy, I hear the economy is weakening as we speak.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Oklahoma State Department of Education is strengthening its teacher signing bonus program with the launch of a new organization, the Teacher Freedom Alliance. State Superintendent Ryan Walters says this initiative is a critical step in recognizing Oklahoma's, quote, talented teachers and ensuring that they receive the support that they deserve. Walters says Oklahoma's teachers work to inspire and educate the next generation. It's time that we have a support organization that actually supports teachers with the formation of the Teacher Freedom Alliance. According to Walters, the ongoing teacher signing bonuses and new initiatives will reinforce Oklahoma's commitment to improving educational outcomes and investing in the future of its students.
A new exhibit in UCO's Melton Gallery is on display. The exhibit, titled Expanding Expectations, features 5 contemporary artists. UCentral's own Hope Whitmire has more details.
UCO's Melton Gallery opened a new exhibit called Expanding Expectations on March 3rd. The exhibit features a variety of techniques and mediums. The curator of the gallery, Carrie Smith, handpicked the pieces for this exhibit.
This new exhibition is called Expanding Expectations. It's a play on words for expanded media, which is using traditional art mediums like painting or photography, but putting a new technological twist on them like UV lighting or AI simulations. I would really love it if somebody came in and said, I don't get this. Because I think it's the type of artwork that you wouldn't walk in and you would immediately just resonate with, and maybe people will, but my hope is they'll come in and say, oh, this is something I hadn't thought of before, something I've never seen before, and just find what other people are interested in.
On April 3rd, there will be a reception with all of the artists.
Of these artists, 2 are in Texas, 1 in Austin, 1 in Dallas, 1 is in Norman, and 2 are in Stillwater, and they are all going to be here. So everybody's going to converge on April 3rd, and we're going to do a panel discussion.
Expanding Expectations will be at the Melton Gallery March 3rd through April 18th. For UCO, this is Hope Whitmire.
We're celebrating some big wins for UCO talent. The School of Design has once again proven itself as a powerhouse in creativity, bringing home an impressive 35 awards at the 2025 Oklahoma City American Advertising Awards. UCO students dominated the student category, securing 32 of the 50 available awards, including 16 gold, 11 silver, and 5 bronze medals. And in a clean sweep, UCO students claimed all 3 Special Judges Awards. The university also continued its dominance by winning the Braggie Award for the 15th consecutive year, an honor given to the school with the most winners. Director of the UCO School of Design, Dr. Valerie Settles, praised the students' achievements, emphasizing how their talent is shaping Oklahoma City's professional landscape.
The School of Design is also gaining national recognition as 2 students and 1 faculty member have been named to Graphic Design USA's 2025 Students to Watch and People to Watch lists. Seniors Audrey Pumphrey and Emma Thompson were selected for their outstanding creativity and skill, while McKenna Sanderson, Associate Professor and Assistant Director of the UCO School of Design, was honored for her contributions to design education. Sanderson calls the recognition a significant honor, and she says she's proud of her students' achievements.
More windy days are on the way. Find out if we're going to get blown away over spring break.
Carly Torbett will have your full look at weather when we come back.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum.
This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Good evening, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Looking at our current condition, it is 82 degrees outside, partly cloudy with a little bit of wind coming in from the southwest with 12 miles an hour, with those gusts occasionally getting up to 20 miles an hour. Humidity is very low today with an 18%, and our UV is currently at 3, but it was at a 6 earlier today, so it is very sunny, very hot outside with a little bit of cloud coverage. Looking at those current conditions across the state, everybody's pretty much in the 80s. Guyman, you're a little bit behind with 78 up in the Panhandle. OKC Metro 83, Tulsa 82, Miami with 80. And going into tonight, it's still going to be pretty warm with 59 degrees, and we're going to have a little bit of that cloud coverage, partly cloudy, still coming in from the south at 16 miles an hour. Humidity is going to bump up just a little bit, but still be pretty low at 33%, and we have that 0% chance of rain this evening. And going across the state this evening, everybody's going to have a pretty warm evening, except for Guyman. Like I said last time, you are our low spot for today. So 48 up in the Panhandle, 59 OKC area, McAllister 63, Miami 60, and Enid with 55. And then going into tomorrow, like we said earlier, extreme fire risk tomorrow, but we are still going to be seeing that sunshine, maybe a little bit of cloud coverage, but it's still going to be pretty warm tomorrow. We're just going to have crazy winds. So OKC Metro 73 degrees, Woodward 66, Guyman in the Panhandle with 63 degrees, Ponca City 77. We're going to be seeing that dry air, strong winds, and that's why we are going to see this extreme risk for fire danger. And so looking at that daily forecast a little bit closer to home here in Edmond, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, that's when that wind risk is going to start. That is when that advisory is going to go off. Red flag alert. Wind gusts getting up to 34 miles an hour at 61 degrees, starting bright and early in the morning. And then going into noon around lunchtime, still going to be windy, and those wind gusts are going to get up to 51 miles an hour, up to 69 degrees. So sun is still shining, not a lot of cloud coverage. So still a beautiful day, just the winds, like I said, are going to be very, very strong. And then as we get into the evening time, 7 o'clock, still super windy. Wind's going to go down a little bit, but still very, very high with those 42 mile an hour wind gusts at 68 degrees. And that sunset is going to be around 7:30. And looking at our 7-day forecast, looking at what we're going to be seeing over spring break, like I said, tomorrow 74 degrees for the high. Very high wind gusts. Going to have a little bit of cloud coverage on Saturday, bumping down to 60 degrees for the high. And then Sunday, 69 degrees, so bumping back up, trying to get back into those 70s. And then as we get into Monday through Wednesday, so we are looking at a very windy spring break. Still going to be very sunny, very warm. So Monday, 84, Tuesday, 83. So very sunny, very warm and hot outside, but those wind gusts are going to be back up into the 40s Monday through Wednesday. And then we're going to see that sunshine come back out and that wind die back down on Thursday with a high of 63 degrees. Abby, Jeremy, like I said, very sunny weather today, very warm outside. Did you guys get to get outside and enjoy it?
You know, I haven't been outside as much as I'd like. Yeah. I had quite a few projects I needed to finish up before spring break starts. How about you, Carly?
I'm just trying to soak in the sun and the nice, light wind until it comes in tomorrow and just hammers us. How about you, Jeremy?
Carly, I feel like I need to get outside a whole lot more, but since it's about spring break, I plan on doing that and being out there all spring break. Thank you, Carly. Find out which classic TV show is returning to the big screen as a movie.
And what rapper is releasing a new album? Luke Underwood has all of your social media news after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear? Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello Broncos, I am Luke Underwood. Let me introduce you to your Thursday social media update. It's the end of an era at Versace. Donatella Versace is stepping down as Chief Creative Officer after almost 30 years at the fashion house. The 69-year-old took over the iconic brand after her brother Gianni was tragically murdered in 1997. She'll now transition into a new role as Chief Brand Ambassador. This comes amid speculation that Versace may be sold to the Prada company. Taking over her position as Chief Creative Officer will be Dario Vitale, starting in April. Comedian Nikki Glaser is returning as the host of next year's Golden Globes. Back in January, she made history as the first woman to solo host the show, and her debut was a hit, especially for her hilarious roast of the stars. Nikki said that it was the most fun she'd ever had in her career, so she's excited to be back next year. Right now, she's touring with her Alive and Unwell stand-up comedy show, which runs through most of the year. Catch Nikki hosting the Golden Globes in January 2026. Looney Tunes is back on the big screen with a new movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. This film will be opening in U.S. theaters tomorrow. The film features your favorite classic characters with a new adventure. Bugs Bunny, played by the legendary Billy West, and Daffy Duck, voiced by Eric Bauer, team up to save the Earth from an out-of-this-world threat. An alien invasion threatens Earth, and it's up to Bugs, Daffy, and the rest of the Looney Tunes crew to save the day with their signature chaos and comedy. Perfect for fans of all ages. Straight from Scarlett Johansson herself, Black Widow's death is permanent. She told InStyle magazine that her character's death in Avengers Endgame is indefinite. Of course, we all know to take Johansson's comments with a grain of salt. Remember how many superheroes temporarily died in Avengers Infinity War? There's always prequels, alternate universes, and time travel to consider. But with Marvel moving into the next phase of its cinematic universe, fans are still holding on to this beloved character, whether or not she returns. Marvel's new phase starts this summer with Fantastic Four First Steps, along with a new Avengers movie featuring Robert Downey Jr., but this time as Dr. Doom. American rapper Playboi Carti has announced his highly anticipated I Am music album will be released Friday, March 14th. Carti shared a post to X and Instagram late Wednesday announcing that his album would be dropping Friday, with various music billboards having popped up across the United States. The album has been alleged to include artists and collaborators Lil Uzi Vert, Future, The Weeknd, and Travis Scott. Another name rumored to be featured on the album is Kendrick Lamar. It seems that Carti is pulling out all the stops for this album with DJ Academics, who claims to have heard this album on Thursday, saying that it is a day one classic. That is all I have for you this week. Broncos, Jeremy, Abby, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Luke. Coming up, UCO baseball has been red hot, but can they keep it up this weekend on the road?
And the Oklahoma City Thunder were in Boston last night. Dylan Hibbard will have all of the highlights and stats when we return.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to your daily sports update. I'm Dylan Hibbard. UCO baseball is going into spring break, winning 7 of their last 8 games, including a 14-12 comeback win on Tuesday against Arkansas Tech. The Broncos are now 16-5 overall. UCO will take their red-hot team into Hays, Kansas to take on the Fort Hays State Tigers this weekend. They start tomorrow at 3 p.m., and then they will play 2 more times on Saturday at 2 p.m. and close the series Sunday at 1 p.m. Also giving a big shout out to pitcher Valik Tsineros for setting the UCO record for career saves with 25. Now to the women of the Diamond, as the nationally ranked UCO softball team started MIAA games last weekend, sweeping Pittsburgh State in 2 games and then splitting the 2 games against Missouri Southern. Softball has a big break until their next game, but that game will be a massive one in deciding not only MIAA rankings, but national rankings. On Friday, March 21st, UCO will be hosting 6th-ranked Rogers State at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Both games will be played here at Jerry Pinkston Stadium on UCO campus. Now to the wrestling mat, as the 3rd-ranked UCO wrestling team has 6 qualifiers traveling to Indianapolis with a 3rd straight national title in mind. UCO's 6 qualifiers include 5 individuals on the top 6 of their weight class, with those being Stud Morris at 125 pounds, Peter Roll at 133 pounds, Dylan Brown at 149 pounds, Gabe Johnson at 157 pounds, Hunter Jump at 165 pounds, and finally Garrett Wells at 184 pounds. Preliminary and first round action begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, with the semifinals beginning Saturday at 10 a.m. and then the championship finals at 7 p.m. Saturday night. Good luck to all of our Broncos. Now to the basketball court, as Oklahoma City Thunder started their East Coast road trip on ESPN against the defending champs Boston Celtics. In a game without star Jalen Williams and guard Alex Caruso, the Thunder were led by MVP candidate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 34 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. Chet Holmgren also had an unreal game, dropping 23 points and 15 rebounds. The Thunder were able to take down the reigning champs 118-112. With this win, the Thunder are the first team to clinch a Western Conference playoff spot, making it the 11th time to make the postseason in franchise history. The Thunder are now just 6 wins away from tying the Thunder record for most wins in a season with 60. They are currently 54-12. Now for some high school state championship games, as this will be the final weekend basketball games will be played in the Big House. It is going out in style, though, for some, as some teams have already pulled off some major upsets. The Deer Creek Antlers has a first-round matchup against the Owasso Rams, where many people had Owasso winning, but with a 20-point, 7 assists, and 4-rebound performance by Clyde Davis Jr., the Antlers were able to pull off the upset 53-51. Deer Creek will have a shot to make the 6A state finals tomorrow, when they will be taking on the Moore Lions at 6 p.m. If the Antler wins, they will be in the state title game against either Tulsa Union or Broken Arrow. Abby, Jeremy, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Dylan. These warmer temperatures are quite a difference than that previous stormy weather.
That's right, and spring break is finally here. Carly Torbett will have one final look at that weather forecast, so stay with us.
I'm an extra dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills, rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places, open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Welcome back to UCentral. I bet you didn't know you needed a special pair of goggles to properly take in March Madness. Well, Buffalo Wild Wings thinks you do. The sports bar and restaurant chain is launching what is called B-Dubs Vision Goggles. The idea is that you can watch all the March Madness games at once on Wild Wings' dozens of screens. The goggles have 4 arms and 5 mirrors that bend and rotate into various positions and extend in and out. The limited edition goggles will be available online for $9.99 each, starting March 17th at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Let's go ahead and toss it to Carly for that last look at weather.
We're hitting that 5 o'clock mark, so looking at our hourly forecast for this evening, it's going to be super cloudy for the rest of the evening, 83 degrees. Around 6 o'clock, it's still going to be super cloudy, and then hitting that 82 degrees. Around 7 o'clock, it's still going to be cloudy with 79 degrees, with that sunset hitting about 7:35. And that's about all I have for today. Back to you guys.
Well, guys, I know we're almost there to spring break. Are we ready? Does anybody have any big plans?
Yeah, a lot of cleaning my apartment. Got some catching up on cleaning to do. Might get some shopping in. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm game to go camping with my fraternity brothers. I'm super excited to do that.
I'm jealous.
Carly?
I'm super excited. It's going to be pretty windy still, but we're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine, so I'm excited to get out in the sun.
Definitely.
Put on some shorts weather.
Yeah, for sure, yes.
And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for tonight.
Have a good night and a good spring break.